Sunlight filters through the canopy in Sycamore Woods, painting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Scampy Squirrel and Sammy Squirrel help their parents tidy their cozy tree hole nestled within the ancient oak. A sense of warmth and love fills the air as they work together. Even though everyone is together like a family, Scampy Squirrel can't sit still because he feels restless inside. The old oak tree quietly watches the daily life happening around it. Sunlight paints the Sycamore Woods as Father Squirrel gently wakes Scampy and Sammy. Playful chatter echoes as squirrels scamper, their tiny forms darting through the dappled light. It's time to gather nuts and twigs, then you may play, Father Squirrel says. Scampy can't hide his impatience and says, "But I want to play now!" Father Squirrel replies firmly, "Work first, Scampy." Inside the tree hole, sunlight shines on the dust, while Scampy unhappily collects nuts, feeling very annoyed. He thinks about how unhappy he feels with his family and how much he wants to be free. "I don't like my father," Scampy says quietly, his voice echoing inside the small tree hole. "I will ask for my share of nuts so I can live by myself and have fun all the time," he says, deciding on his plan. Soft sunlight barely enters the small tree hole, lighting up a tense moment between Scampy Squirrel and his father. Scampy, still young, stands boldly in front of Father Squirrel. His parents look at him, their eyes reflecting a painful mix of shock and disbelief. Scampy says, "I don't want to live with you anymore. Give me my share of the family nuts so I can leave." Mother and Father Squirrel feel heartbroken, as if their whole world is shaken by their son's words. At the edge of Sycamore Woods, Father Squirrel's eyes show both disappointment and sadness, saying goodbye to Scampy without words. He gives Scampy a heavy bag of nuts, a symbol of the responsibility he must carry on his journey. Scampy quickly takes the nuts, his eagerness hiding how serious it is that he's leaving his family. With his bushy tail held high, Scampy dashes into the woods, not noticing his father's silent tears. The leaves rustle softly as Scampy moves deeper into the forest, looking tiny against the wide open woods. Sunlight shines through the thick woods, lighting up Scampy, the young squirrel, as he darts around with excitement. In a sunny clearing, rabbits and field mice gather around Scampy, curious and excited to see him. "I have plenty of nuts. Let's have a party," Scampy says, his voice full of youthful joy. Sycamore Woods animals start a fun game of hide and seek, their laughter ringing gently through the forest. Amid the fun, they enjoy Scampy's generous stash of nuts, filling their bellies happily. Autumn leaves swirl through the air, covering the forest floor in red and gold. Scampy watches other squirrels collecting nuts with their families. A hopeful sparkle appears in Scampy's eyes as he sees a chance to have some more fun. "Hey everyone, I'm having a party," Scampy Squirrel cries out. "Come join me, I have plenty of nuts to share." Scampy's small voice echoes through the colorful woods. The wise squirrels keep busy gathering nuts, knowing that winter is coming soon. Scampy, a young squirrel with a playful look, watches them with a touch of mischief in his eyes. The other squirrels chatter, their voices ringing through the trees. "Are you going to gather some too?" Scampy's bold reply breaks the forest's quiet. "No one tells me what to do." Scampy continues his journey, playing happily and lost in his own world, not noticing the changing season around him. The wind rises, a cold gust whispering through the woods, rustling the leaves like urgent warnings. Golden leaves spin around Scampy, dancing brightly against the darkening forest. Unaware, Scampy keeps eating, his happiness sharply contrasting with the approaching winter cold. Soon soft white flakes begin to fall, covering the quiet woods and adding a peaceful, wintry hush. Scampy watches the other squirrels playing in the snow, their fun standing out against his quiet loneliness. A shadow of longing passes over Scampy's face, quietly reminding him of memories with his own family. His eyes show a sad longing as the happy scene brings up deep feelings he doesn't say out loud. Scampy stands still while the falling snow softly covers him as he thinks quietly. Should he join them? With his small paws working hard, Scampy shapes snowballs, getting ready for a fun winter snowball fight. Snowballs fly through the air as Scampy and the other young squirrels happily throw them at each other. After the snowball fight, Scampy sits under a tall oak tree, the big quiet tree towering over him as he gets ready to eat. He takes out the last of his nuts from his bag, now empty, a tasty reward after a day of play. Sunlight shines on the forest floor as a mother squirrel stands under the trees, her fur a little ruffled and her face very serious. Scampy's eyes dart nervously as he looks at the strict mother squirrel. It's time for all young squirrels to go in for the winter rest. You should go home now, she said to Scampy. Scampy fidgets nervously, his little paws moving as he hears her words. Snow piles around him, the cold wind biting, and his wet fur clings to his body. His stomach growls from hunger, a tiny sound swallowed by the quiet, snowy woods. Each cold wind reminds him of the warm home he left and makes his search for shelter feel harder. He scratches at the frozen ground, but he can't reach the nuts hidden under the ice. Scampy Squirrel runs through the snowy woods, looking for food and warmth, worry written on his little face. He runs to a tree, hope in his eyes as he looks at the dark hole. But the entrance is blocked, keeping out the harsh winter. Time and again, hope fades as every safe spot stays out of reach. Finally, Scampy finds a warm hollow deep inside an old, twisted tree. Hidden inside, a family of owls lives there, about to be disturbed by Scampy. Suddenly, Mother Owl flies out, her wings flapping fiercely. Her eyes shine with strong protectiveness, sending a silent warning to Scampy. Scampy shivers in the thick woods, his wet fur showing his lonely winter struggle as icicles drip from the leaves around him. Sycamore Woods feel harsh as the first winter cold chills Scampy to the bone. He must find a warm, safe place before winter's cold gets worse. Driven by his need to survive, Scampy keeps searching and finds a grimy hole in the ground hidden by trash and decay. The entrance goes down into darkness, leading to a hidden world below. Tough rats hide in the hole, their eyes shining in the darkness. Scampy gets a peek at their harsh life. A hidden world living in grime. Dust floats in the dim light of the rat hole as Scampy nervously meets the wary eyes of the rats. Scampy's voice trembles as he asks, "Can I stay here, please?" The rat's eyes shine with distrust. "You only came here to make fun of us, Mr. Rich Squirrel." The rats move forward, showing their anger as they chase Scampy out of their home. Grandfather Rat's voice cuts through the gloom. "Stop this at once! Let us make him feel at home," Grandfather Rat says firmly. Grandfather Rat, old and wise, waves to welcome Scampy. His eyes, old and knowing, hold both kindness and a hint of caution. "Son, you are welcome, but you must help us search for food every day," he says softly. Scampy looks up, hope flickering in his eyes, as he accepts the old rat's offer. In the cold, dark, wet rat hole, Scampy Squirrel stays with the scurrying rats. Shadows move as water drips, a sharp contrast to Scampy's home with his mother and father. Scampy's thoughts drift, yearning for the warmth of roasted nuts. Scampy feels very homesick, missing his family's love, and wonders if they miss him too. Spring returns to Sycamore Woods, bringing bright green colours and waking the forest from its long winter sleep. Squirrels come out, blinking in the gentle sunlight, their eyes getting used to the bright new world. Scampy, feeling sorry, thinks about his actions in the bright spring woods. What am I doing here, living in a dirty rat hole? I must go home and tell my father that I am sorry. Sunlight spots the bright forest floor as Scampy waves goodbye to Grandfather Rat with his little paw. Scampy is sad, realizing the big mistake he made, but he is determined to make it right. Scampy Squirrel turns and slips into the thick green undergrowth, beginning his lonely walk towards home. Scampy murmurs to the quiet woods, "I remember how silly I was." In the distance, Scampy sees his mother and father running toward him. Scampy's mother and father had missed him too. They were waiting for him to come home. "Come on, everyone, let's have a party," Father Squirrel said. "My son Scampy is home." Sammy Squirrel, Scampy's brother, felt sad because the party wasn't for him. Father Squirrel went to comfort him. "I love you both equally," Father Squirrel says, comforting both his sons during the joyful celebration.